students where they are, take them where they need to go.
I'm turning it down, Jay. Go ahead, go to bed.
3, the district is committed to renovating libraries in both Academy Avenue and Liberty Street schools, reopening the Albert Street facility, enlarging the Mechanicstown School building, and adding classes to the junior high, soon to be middle school. Library services, whole language integration, and instruction will be stretched to the limit with existing staffing. How will 3 librarians be able to maintain, let alone expand, services and instruction? Cutting 3 librarians would virtually eliminate all student contact with a professional in their library. 4, finally, a very practical consideration arises. At the present time, certified librarians provide the contracted prep period or planning time for the classroom teacher by teaching a total of 148 classes a week. If the library staff is reduced to 3 professionals, each would then be responsible for 49 classes per week. Obviously impossible. In conclusion, we hope you will consider every possible option before eliminating staff members who are so vital to the well-being of a school and the progress of our students. Thank you.
Next is Ms. Markell.
My name is Adrienne Markell. I'm here as a parent tonight, although I'm also a teacher. And as a parent, I'd like first to express the pleasure and satisfaction I've had with the Middletown schools thus far. I've been greatly pleased. And I had a new experience at the beginning of this year. My daughter was old enough to be invited to something called the Talent Pool, which is part of the Gifted and Talented program. And she did not want to go. She was very hesitant. I had to practically force her to do it. She thought she would miss things and lose things. And over the months, through this year, I have seen her develop and grow and blossom in her self-esteem, her self-confidence, and really take a sincere pleasure in her joy for learning instead of maybe wondering maybe that's not quite the correct thing to do. And had I not been involved in this program, I would never have known the value of it. And I would just hope that in the Gifted and Talented program, I would hope to maintain the talent pool portion of the program at some level, because I think it's really significant, particularly when we're worried about sending our children out prepared to meet this world. We have to service all our children, and they all have needs and very different needs. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Jennings? Is she still here? Okay. Patricia McGarry, I'm sorry. Can't. Is that person here? We wore them down, huh? Rose Tobiasen.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, and congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm Rose Tobiasen. I'm coordinator for the school library system for Orange-Ulster County. As a relatively new resident to Middletown and a former elementary librarian, I was extremely disappointed to hear of the possible elimination of 3 elementary library positions from next year's budget. It was only last December 1990 that I sat here when the Board of Education accepted the most prestigious award in library. That was the coveted Encyclopedia Britannica Award. It was for your outstanding library program. It is an award that is given annually to only 3 schools in the country. In today's educational environment, with a new Compact for Learning, America 2000, cooperative learning, integrated curriculum, whole language, and technology are key components. How can we not adequately staff our libraries with certified media specialists? I look at the library as the center or the hub of our schools. I too am very concerned about rising taxes, but I ask this board to consider their responsibilities to the students of Middletown. I urge you to please put the students first and keep the library staffed. You, the board, are the key to the future of our America, our children, our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Barringer? Marilyn Barringer? Yeah. Mr. Gibson? Becoming a regular, Mr. Gibson.
My congratulations also.
Thank you.
Last week, a lot of people expressed their concerns about the proposed layoffs and the effects it will have on our children and their education. We also heard comments criticizing those priorities in the budget that seem to be taking precedence over the educational and physical well-being of the children. After the public comment section, we were told by Dr. Skiptunis that he was saddened by what he had heard. He was saddened by the fact that people's anger and frustration are directed at the administration and the school board. He made the point that we are on the same team, administrators, board members, and community members. He added that we should instead be angry with the legislators in Albany and the tax and equalization people who are responsible for the changes in the amounts and proportions of state aid and the tax levy. He is partly right. We should be angry with these people, and we should all, as a community, call, write, and fax these people to tell them that we are angry. We elected them, and we can unelect them. However, it is difficult to accept a team mentality when some members of the team make decisions that adversely affect the rest of the team. When you get right down to it, the captain of our team presented a budget to the school board that set certain priorities. It made some things more important than others. That's his job. Some people don't like the priorities that were set because of the effects it has on children's education. They have, and will continue to make their feelings known to the board. That's their right and obligation. The board's job now is to take the recommendations of the superintendent and the concerns of the community and the staff and transform the proposed budget into a final budget that everyone can live with. Whether or not we are all on the same team, as Dr. Skiptunis suggested, will be determined by how well the board can blend the input from central office, the staff, and the community into a budget that addresses the educational needs of the children and the district's fiscal responsibility to its taxpayers. At this point in time, nothing should be written in stone. You should certainly listen to the recommendations of the superintendent. You hired him to do a job. But you also have an obligation to hear and act upon the concerns of other members of the team. Listen to the staff, listen to the community, and yes, listen to the superintendent. And then make your decision based on what is best for the children. Thank you.
Thank you, Skip. Pam Quinn, is she still here? Okay. Enter stage left.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
We went to the polls before we came here. Since this is a meeting for clarification, I'm sorry, first of all, I'm Pam Quinn. I've taught in this district for 27 years. For the last 5 years, I've been a teacher of the gifted and talented, and I just have a couple of things I'd like to clear up since you said this was a clarification meeting. You asked what it would look like, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about what the proposed gifted and talented section of our instruction would look like the way it's being proposed. The gifted and talented program that is being proposed will eliminate the talent pool. Those are the children in the district who have been identified as needing a differentiated curriculum. In our district, this is about 200 children. It will also eliminate the primary children that we don't formally identify, but that we do pull and service. This is about 400 more children. None of these children will be serviced under the proposal, which will be having just regular classroom enrichment. Because of this, we will lose state aid for this program, since that aid is based on meeting identified children's special needs. Those are state guidelines, not ours. With the larger class sizes that we've been discussing tonight, with more and more mainstreaming that we've been discussing tonight, with a move in the district toward heterogeneous grouping rather than homogeneous grouping, these bright children will see less and less of class time spent on them, not more. They're going to need the special services that we can provide them more, not less. In this case, I'd like to make it clear that rather than running this program more efficiently, the proposal will very efficiently undermine it.
Thank you for coming. That concludes the people who signed in advance. Is there anyone else who would like to address the board that's seated at this time?
Barbara and Nancy didn't
Just
sign
come
in.
forward and just state your name if you would.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nancy Healy, and I'm a teacher at Truman Moon School. I'm also a resident of Middletown. After attending the last board meeting, Dr. Skiptunis, I too have to agree that I am saddened. Saddened by having to hear my colleagues come forth and defend their positions, saddened by hearing parents come forth to tell the importance of a school nurse, and saddened by hearing community members express their concern about the budget. At a time of such fiscal crunch, it would seem that this input and its effect on our children should have been part of the initial budget planning. At Truman Moon School, we have 650 students, plus, we just got 3 more in, 1 principal, and 0 vice principals. We do have an instructional leader, but don't be fooled by her title. In addition to doing all her numerous other duties, she is also a teacher who serves at-risk students in reading. If our instructional leader is cut, who will provide the services that our children need and deserve? If our librarian is cut, who will serve as the staff resource person when we go to help serve the needs of our children? Who will teach the students the library skills? If our school nurse is cut, who will be able to accurately assess the medical needs of our children? If our teaching assistants are cut, who will provide the support service to staff as we address children's needs? If classroom teachers are cut, how will this impact on class size? At Truman Moon, we have a part-time speech pathologist, a part-time social worker, and a less than part-time school psychologist. I'm concerned about the growing class size. I currently have 25 students in my class, and I fail to see how budget cuts will reduce the staffing and lower my numbers to 22. If 25 is what I have now, I don't see how I fit in that 22 or less, 22, 23, or 24 range. How will we be able to meet not only the academic but the social and emotional needs of the children with already an insufficient service that we're providing them? I must add that I am also deeply disappointed by the absence of the Teacher Center on the budget. Since 1984, the Middletown Teacher Center has been addressing the needs of teachers and helping them stay up to date with educational changes. Teachers have gone there when they have failed to find the support from other areas. Each staff member who takes a Teacher Center course brings back a change to the children in his or her classroom. Who will provide these services if there is no Teacher Center? As you go forth now with your budget discussions, I urge you to hear the voices of parents, community members, and educators. Your ultimate decisions will send a clear message to our children about where our district's priorities lie. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Healy. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board at this time? We have another person coming forward.
Hi, my name is Debbie Schneiderman. As a physical educator and a varsity coach of 3 interscholastic athletic teams, I am concerned about the quality of instruction and the safety of the 600 students that I teach at Memorial and Truman Moon Elementary. Also, there is concern by my fellow colleagues as to the impact on their schedules and how the physical education staff will be utilized next year. How are these classes that will no longer be teaching, that I'll be teaching, going to be instructed in physical education? What physical education staff members will be required to move to which schools in the district to ensure the coverage of all the physical education classes? And will there be enough teachers to cover these classes?
Right.
That's what I have.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board? Okay, if not, I think we'll call the meeting to a close. I just want to remind people who have joined us at home, first of all, thank you, if you've endured this long. Second of all, our next budget meeting will be held on next Tuesday, the 12th. We will be convening in this room. We will be able to televise it as far as I understand, and hopefully you'll be able to join us.